Look at those speed babies flying across the racetrack. The roar of the engines, the smell of burned rubber. Yes, friend, we are back. Stories from motorsports. Learn about the drivers, learn about the humor. Stories from motorsports. With your host Doug Kenny, learn about the funny moments from behind the wheel. Stories from motorsports. Stories from motorsports. Learn about the cars, learn about racing, and hopefully you will be inspired to get into racing or attend a race in the future. Stories from motorsports with Douglas Kenny and Josh May. Oh!
Yeah, have you seen any other races like that with just a remarkable comeback?
No, I mean obviously, like everybody knows, when Dale Jr. Flipped, Dale Senior flipped and went back out, and there's a few big stories out there, but I've never really seen two. Yeah, I haven't really seen that like in person, honestly. Like I've seen people get spun and come from the back, but nobody like lose a good amount or like do anything super crazy and come back to win it. So
Yeah. So what was your first win behind the wheel?
besides go-karting, I won my first like full-size cars win was in the Kids Fast Four at Showtime. I won a handful of races my first year driving a Dodge Neon, and my first street stock win was 6 races in to the season. Uh, and then first sportsman win was last year or 2 years ago, I guess technically now. But yeah, I remember pretty much every first win in every car I've drove. So
Nice. Fire away, Josh.
All right. First off, do you have any? I know you got your sponsor start. Any sponsors you want to shout out?
oh yeah, of course. I mean, each car comes with their own sponsors. Um, so it's a lot to remember. I do drive a lot of cars now, but with the sportsmen, obviously you got JDC, PSI, SNL, Bun Racing, the whole Bun family. They are family to me. They've supported me. They do everything in their power. My dad, my daughter, my girlfriend, and all them. The sportsman deal is like one big family deal with just some small, some sponsors. So that's a pretty cool deal. With the sprint car, Jason Reynolds, he houses that car. He works on it. His son Brady works on it, and we don't have a lot of sponsorship for that deal. I know they just picked up one sponsorship. I don't know it off the top of my head, so I apologize for that one. They haven't been with us yet for a race. I think they're coming on board for our next race. But yeah, Jason does that all on his own, but we've had some people hop on for like select races, like, James Transmission, they helped us out one week, and JJ Dutton's helped us out for another week. So that was pretty cool. And then for Chili Bowl, we were very blessed to have sponsors come on board for Chili Bowl to help us out. Bun Racing, of course, they helped us out, being as family as they are, they hopped on board for that. So the Bun family, Dutton Fencing and Safer Systems for NASCAR, Statham Construction, James Family and Transmission. Um, there's a bunch, Father and Son Construction. I mean, just a lot of people came on board, the Scott family, and just a lot of people just kind of pitched in for that deal. I mean, that's just such a big deal that where a lot of people wanted to be a part of it, which was pretty cool.
Nice. Who is your biggest supporter?
Um, Probably my dad. He got me into it. He's always supported me. he supported my racing for a long time, and now, I'm sure he's happy about it. He doesn't have to pay for my racing anymore now that it's, I race 4 people. He doesn't have to own any of the stuff. We actually just sold our last family-owned car besides Bryson's stuff. We sold our modified, and I know that hurt him though a little bit. I just didn't have enough time to race it, and I felt like it was getting neglected to where when we did race it, it wasn't 110%. So we ended up getting rid of it. I know that stung him because it stung me pretty bad. Like, I hated losing the only car we actually owned, but it's for the better. Like, this year we've got, I think, 10 sportsman races, like 15 sprint car races. We're traveling to Indiana, Oklahoma to run the midget deal with USAC. And so, I mean, we're just busy as it is. So adding another 10 races with another car just didn't seem plausible this year.
Oh, wow, baby, look at those speed babies flying across the racetrack. The roar of the engines, the smell of burned rubber. Yes, friend, we are back. Stories from motorsports. Learn about the drivers, learn about the humor. Stories from motorsports. With your host Doug Kenny, learn about the funny moments from behind the wheel. Stories from motorsports. Stories from motorsports. Learn about the cars, learn about racing, and hopefully you will be inspired to get into racing or attend a race in the future. Stories from motorsports with Douglas Kenny.